Yeah, basic stories were hanging out, and then all of a sudden there was a light, and then we woke up on a spaceship.
Yeah, and I panicked, and I fucking blinked a lot, and I complained about how high we were, and I got nauseous. It would be a fucking disaster. But I would like to believe that it's possible. I can't. I'm too skeptical.
Yeah.
And I think that it exists, but it's so frustrating that I just can't find that one that makes me go, fuck. Like, I envy people with that conviction. Like, I envy religious people. Like, I envy the conviction to it. Like, even if I don't agree with it, I envy their ability to have that conviction.
I think we're trying to look at it like a movie. And I think it's probably way weirder than that. I think the reality of what alien life is, I think there's, again, I want to state this, I don't know. But I think there's probably multiple factors going on simultaneously. And I'm not discounting the idea that some of those factors are another life form that's undocumented. So I think you have your bullshit that's going on where there's definitely some programs, just like they did with the stealth bomber, just like they did with the hypersonic missiles. There's a lot of stuff that they developed that's like, it has to be developed in top secret for national security reasons. It has to be done that way. You can't just tell everybody you have this thing. And so one of the best ways to obscure that, I'm sure, would be to blame it on aliens. It's a great way to do it. I think there's that. But I also think just the sheer raw numbers of planets that are in the sky, the insane number of galaxies and solar systems would lead me to believe that something has probably made it past this point where we are at right now. And if something has made it past this point, even just a few thousand years, that something would be very curious about what's going on in other planets and would figure out a way to get there.
Yeah, I think that stuff definitely exists somewhere. My ex, Jen, is a huge believer in alternate time, like what do they call when you the fucking multiverses and like time shifts and multiple dimensions and all that. She's a genius at talking about it, but I can't follow it. Like for her, it makes perfect sense. She knows everything about aliens and the Greys, and she really is deep dives on this shit. And it's kind of hard because she's so convincing. Yeah, but I can't follow it. Like
she doesn't know. The thing is, even if she's convincing, she doesn't really know.
No, of course not.
Unless you've actually had an experience, no one knows. And I've only talked to a couple people that have actually had experiences with extraterrestrial beings. And it's a weird conversation because it's like, it sounds so fake that you would always wonder, like, how would I know if it was real? Because it would sound fake no matter what. Like, anybody telling me that they got abducted by a UFO is going to sound fake.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't listen to the story, and it would have to be like some kind of documentation. Somebody just telling me their experience. I would just.
It depends on who the person is. If you told me, I'd listen.
Because you like me, but I mean, I would probably be lying. Like, you know what I
mean? You would just flat out lie. Like, let's think of someone who would, like Colin. Okay, Colin's a good example.
Yes.
If Colin just called you out of the blue and, Jimmy, can I talk to you about something? And first of all, you'd think he's fucking with you.
Yes.
And then when you realized he wasn't fucking with you, you'd go, wow.
Yeah. I would think he relapsed or he had dementia. I would think something, even if I didn't think he was lying, I would think something was going on.
Take him to that MRI and get his brain
there's
checked
something
out.
Going on with you, even if I didn't think he was bullshitting me. But I can't think of anybody who would convince me that, even if I knew they were being truthful, I would think that they were making a mistake or that they believed something that wasn't true.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't always think people are full of shit. I just sometimes just like, ugh.
Well, there's also these narratives that are in people's heads. And one of the narratives that's in people's head, the archetype of that gray alien, that thing with the big black eyes and the giant head, that is in everyone's head. And if an alien wanted to comfort you and not alarm you, I think it would assume an iconic shape. Like if something is it's not even a biological life form. It's something so bizarre and so advanced, so past this carbon-based biological body that we find ourselves trapped in. If something's so bizarre that it's actually interacting with your very soul, it might show itself in a way that thinks you'll freak out less to.
Right.
And what better way than an iconic form that's already in your head, like an alien?
Yeah, I mean, like in Contact, Carl Sagan wrote that. I didn't like the book, by the way. I like the movie. It's one of those cases where the movie's actually better than the...
Really?
Yeah, I listened to the book on tape and just listened to a woman do male Russian accents. It fucking annoyed me. And the Yuri said... I was like, shut up. Books on tape can be irritating when the wrong gender is reading.
Yeah, that could be a problem. It's hard to go along with it. The suspension of disbelief.
It's hard to go along with it, yeah. But it's a genius story, but the book on tape, I wish I hadn't fucking... ventured into.
What do you think would happen if they had male author or female author? If you could choose who reads.
I think they would be. I also think they'd be better if they had both, like together. Like I don't know why.
Right, like different words,
Sure,
different roles. It is weird when you listen to a guy playing a girl's voice.
Yeah,
Jim, where will he go?
Well, I've adjusted. Yeah, it's one of those things where that does annoy me in a book. It's funny in real life.
Maybe if you read the book, it would be actually read it instead of listen to it.
I can't do it. I can't read anymore. I'm too impatient. I can't do it. I'm fucking I've always been kind of manic, but I don't have the ability to just sit there and read anymore. I just can't. I'm all over the place.
I get it. Yeah, I don't know if there are aliens that are in contact with the U.S. government. That to me seems like the least likely of them. I don't think that they would respect the fact that someone was voted into office.
No.
I just don't think. I think maybe they would show up at military bases and say, "Cut the shit." If we were about to launch some nukes, maybe if they were aware of that.
I kind of go with the Neil deGrasse Tyson thing, which is when you show me one, I'll believe it. Like he always says, bring it to town square, which annoys people. Yeah, but like I like Michio Kaku. I guess you've had him on, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and but he's always so vague. Like you know what I mean? And it defied the. I remember he tweeted one time. He tweeted something. He goes, and the UFO did this. It defied the laws of physics. And Nick West responded to him. And he goes, "All right, show me the math. How?"
Right.
And it's like, that's all I'm like, it's just these vague stuff doesn't do anything for me. And Michio Kaku is a genius, but I wish he was less Good Morning America-ish and like great at explaining things to idiots like me.
I think that's his lane though, right?
Yeah. He explains things to the layman.
Yeah. I mean, you need people to explain things to dumbasses like us.
Sometimes it's a little too dumbed down though. Like again, Neil deGrasse Tyson has a good balance of being able to explain things, but also he's way over your fucking head, which is where he should be. He should be way over my fucking head. I shouldn't be able to follow in a linear way everything he says.
They just announced that the manned mission to the moon is going to be delayed until 2026. When I saw that, all my immediate skepticism said, "Oh, well, that's by 2026. How good is AI going to be?"
Oh,
you're not going to have any idea what's happening anywhere in the world by 2026. That's what's really scary.
It is crazy how it's not there yet, but it's getting there to where they're going to be able to mimic like FaceTime phone calls. It'll be great for catching pedophiles, like you know what I mean, like for those things that they like.
It'll also be great for framing people for something they never did.
There's got to be a way, and I don't know what that way will be, where you can distinguish fake from real.